Hi, class. I chose to look into the question of whether or not in France it is common for neighbors to be as neighborly as in the US, such like things like block parties. In the United States, a lot of people participate in things like block parties to bring together the community, and they'll set up like tables and food. And here's just a little video of a block party in New York City and why they're important.
Some traditions continue to keep neighborhoods warm and connected. Block parties are more than just summer celebrations. They have become powerful hubs of support and community. Producer Maggie Cole shows us how these gatherings bring neighbors together and build lasting bonds.
We want to be partners with our neighbors. Food, fellowship, fun, information, and inspiration.
There's nothing more synonymous with New York City summer than block parties. But these gatherings are about so much more than just fun. Block parties serve as vital hubs for community, offering essential resources, health information, and fostering deep connections among neighbors, especially within Black communities.
It's really about being able to connect, and that was really the hope, because we're sharing the resources of the community, the things that people need to tap into, whether it's housing, if it's food stamps, if it's health insurance. We're offering flu and COVID shots. So this is really the season for us to be able to, again, stay connected as neighbors.
Liz Phillips is one of the creators of NeighborFest, an annual block party in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, created to bring resources to their community.
When we've talked about third spaces and why people come out, it's because they're looking to be connected. So many times folks are isolated or they're not feeling welcome, but this is not the case here.
In an age dominated by digital interactions, these events remind us of the power of face-to-face connections and the strength of community ties that have always been a backbone of Black communities.
Third space is super important, especially in the inner city. Growing up in Newark as a child, we had a lot of third spaces. You know, we had the libraries, we had different rec leagues, we had different parks we could go to. With the digital age, with COVID, a lot of these spaces no longer exist. And sometimes as a youth, you just want to hang out with a friend, but you don't want to just sit in a Starbucks, meeting somebody and actually talking about ideas in like a organic location is what drives the culture. So that's why third spaces like Brown Mill are so important.
Brown Mill Company is a clothing and lifestyle brand that has become known in Newark for their infamous block parties and community-based events. Their opening day in 2021 was so overwhelmingly attended that people spilled out of the store and into the street.
So naturally it became a block party.
Whether it's celebrating a new store or working to fight domestic violence, block parties have profound effects on their neighborhoods.
We're not just fighting domestic violence, but there's food being given out.
That's right.
Not having food is violent. Not having a place to live is violent.
Love on the Block is an annual block party thrown by the organization We All Really Matter, working to combat domestic violence, homelessness, and food insecurity in Harlem.
One Harlem. We're bringing our community together to talk about the importance of eradicating domestic violence in our community.
Even the block parties that are just meant to spend a Saturday with neighbors is far more than what meets the eye. These gatherings serve as crucial platforms for community engagement, facilitating connections among neighbors, and sharing valuable resources within the community. These block parties are a celebration of Black joy, and they are revolutionary.
Where people could just have a good time, party, dance, be around their peers and colleagues and be safe. Not have to worry about any type of violence, any type of drama, any type of police intervention. It's super important.
Now, what I found within my research about France and their block parties, I found that they do have something pretty similar called Le Fête des Voisins, or Neighbors' Day. This originated in 1999, and now millions take part in every year. On this day, people will bring food and drinks and set up tables in the street or courtyard, and they just spend all day getting to know their neighbors, which is kind of the same version of a block party. I found a picture of this. I couldn't find a video of showing around, but a picture, I guess, is just as fine. Here's sort of what it looks like. So it's pretty similar to the block party in the video that I just showed. It's just neighbors gathering and just getting to know one another. Outside this event, neighborly context is a little bit more reserved, especially in the bigger cities where most people are living in apartments. However, people do usually greet others politely, just don't stay and chat like how in the US where you'll bring like a dish over if someone moves in and stuff like that. And parties happen much more frequently in the US, and specific like difference probably from ways the cities are built and the culture ideas and just the privacy, like how French people just, I think, respect, like they have not respect, but just are more closed off with their privacy and stuff. And then I also just wanted to show a picture of, I guess, common French city. So they have, you can see how it's more like just apartments and just like stuff like that. And then whereas the US, it's much more like stationed, like this is a neighborhood, and then you'll go out and you'll see the city. Where in France, you can just walk to like the corner store and you can go to like the local convenience store and it's like a quick walk. But for us in the United States, especially like where I live, you have to drive at least like 5 minutes to get to your nearest grocery store. So French and American cultures they do have their similarities, but they also do have their big differences, especially within just the communities that they live in. So yeah, that is what I chose to do my little project on, and I found it very interesting to just do a little bit of research about French cities and the difference of where in the United States and how we live and how they would live over there. And yeah,